But now, it's time for me to relinquish the podium to one of your own. I invite Lindsey Danielson, elected speaker for the class of 2017, to the podium.
And happy graduation day, everybody. We made it.
Woo!
It was very exciting. So first, I'd like to give a huge thanks to Renee and Dean Crane, Dean Agarwal, and everybody else who worked so hard to put together our graduation events. You went above and beyond to make today special for us, and you deserve your own round of applause. Now I'd like to give a special thanks to all of our friends and our family who are here with us today. Law school is hard, and I think we're probably pretty tough to deal with, but your support was our lifeline to the world outside of Boyd Law Building. You encouraged us, you were our cheerleaders, you were our friends, and you were our shoulders to cry on when we needed it, even if you didn't understand why we needed it. And we wouldn't be here without you, so thank you. Thank you to all of you. Since I'm thanking everyone right now, I guess there's no better time to thank our esteemed professors and faculty members. Without all of you, we might still be graduating from a law school, but we certainly wouldn't be graduating from the Iowa law as we know it now. And I thought long and hard about the best way to describe the various roles that all of you played in our lives over the last 3 years. And it's not easy. And it wasn't easy, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized that you are all the academic equivalents of Army drill sergeants. And in other words, you're terrifying. And I really mean that in the best way possible. I was actually in the Army, and so I know this from firsthand experience. Paul Irwin is one of our fellow graduates, and he actually never experienced anything terrifying until he arrived to Iowa Law, and he thinks that all of you are much scarier than what he dealt with in the Navy. My dad and another graduate, Evan Stein, are both probably rolling their eyes right now at the fact that I'm even attempting to compare all of you to the maniacal Marine drill sergeants that they had to deal with. But I digress. It's true, there are many similarities between law professors and drill sergeants. Army and Marine drill sergeants are notoriously heartless and bloodthirsty and mean. But I don't think anybody here would actually use both of those words to describe you. I think that most would say you're just heartless, so you actually come out ahead. And also, drill sergeants typically respond to the ridiculous and dumb things that privates do by screaming until they burst blood vessels in their heads. And I don't remember a time that any of you screamed until you burst a blood vessel in your head, or even really screamed at us, although I'm sure you wanted to. Instead, you did worse, and you gave us these blank death stares when we couldn't answer a question because we didn't even know what case we were talking about. And I think the latter is far, far more horrifying. Brains are scarier and far more powerful than brawn. So just like drill sergeants do what they have to do to make sure their young privates don't accidentally blow themselves up in combat, all of you did what you had to do to make sure that we don't blow ourselves up when we start work in August. At least I hope you did. So 3 years ago, we showed up to Iowa Law, and we were a bunch of young and impressionable, idealistic, and dumb privates, basically. And all of you made us your projects. And now we're old, and we're still dumb. I'm just kidding. None of you are dumb. You're old, older, but you're not dumb. But since we started law school almost 3 years ago, you all challenged us, and you forced us to think when we didn't want to, and you pushed us out of our comfort zones. And there were many, many times that we could not stand it, we hated it. But That's what he had to do to teach us how to be lawyers and how to think like lawyers and how to deal with lawyers. And so I think on behalf of our entire class, we thank you for it, for all of it, and I truly hope that we make you proud. And finally, my friends and my classmates and colleagues and my future bosses probably, congratulations. When Dean Crane told me that I was going to be today's speaker, I completely freaked out, but that was not completely out of the ordinary for me. But I had no idea how to start a speech, how to start writing a speech directed towards a group of people whose collective intelligence intimidated me on the first day of law school, and whose collective intelligence intimidated me Friday when we finished our exams. Excuse me. But you intimidated me because all of you are brilliant. And I still marvel at your ability to answer questions correctly in class when you were called on, and to understand, or at least pretend to understand, the material well enough to ask questions too. It's beyond me how you did that. And like I said, I'm sort of neurotic, and I was a complete, insane basket case through all of law school, but my neuroses were especially evident right before our first round of exams during our 1L year, and I was completely convinced that I was going to fail every single class and be the first student in the history of Iowa law to legitimately flunk out of law school. And so the night before our first exam, which I think was property, my husband told me not to worry, and he said, "Lindsey, you're so smart, and you will definitely be in the top whatever percent of the class you need to be in to get whatever job you want after graduation." And after we got our grades back, his message changed slightly, but ever the optimist, he still encouraged me to not worry. But this time he just said, "Lindsey, you're smart, and you will definitely graduate in the top 100% of your graduating class." And he was right. And so here we are, my friends, top 1% or top 100%. At the end of this ceremony, we will all be law school graduates. And it was a long road for us to get here. I did some math and figured out that we were each assigned somewhere in the ballpark of 30,000 pages of reading. And that's only the reading we had to do for class, which comes out to be a stack of paper that's that reaches the rim on a basketball goal. And I don't know how much of that you actually read. It's between you and your transcript, and it doesn't matter. But the three of you that read every single page are my heroes, and I hope to God I'm never your opposing counsel. But lest you think I'm throwing shade to the 99% of you who slacked off at some point in law school, you two are my heroes because you are still here today, and you enjoyed your life along the way. So, really quickly, I do want to give a quick shout out to all of our friends and fellow graduates who are joining us from abroad. We have graduates representing China, Honduras, Iran, South Korea, Saudi Arabia, Taiwan, and Turkey, and I really apologize if I missed one, but all of you are incredible. Law school is hard. I mean, it's hard for anyone, but I can't imagine how difficult it is to learn a completely new legal system in a foreign language, in a foreign country, in a foreign culture, and doing it by being still held to the same standards as the rest of us. You are courageous, and you are tenacious, and you all deserve a special congratulations. So as a class, you all performed over 9,600 hours of community service, which equals about 400 days of working for others. But the actual true congratulations goes to the 43 of you who performed 85% of those hours and are still kind enough to let the rest of us who dropped out of the Pro Bono Society ride your coattails. You definitely deserve the cords you're wearing right now, and your hard work brings credit to all of us. So, in addition to reading and volunteering, you edited thousands of footnotes, you wrote hundreds of briefs, you argued dozens of oral arguments, You represented clients, worked part-time jobs, looked for full-time jobs, found full-time jobs, started organizations, and supposedly threw great parties here and there. And you did all of that while figuring out whether it was actually the train company's fault that the scales fell on Miss Paul's graph, or why Justice Scalia, rest in peace, thought the Obamacare opinion was a bunch of jiggery pokery, or how Donald Trump won the election in November. And most importantly, you did all of that without letting law school rob you of your character. And you stayed kind and friendly and helpful and generous and generally just amazing throughout the entire thing. But I know it wasn't easy, and I know that for a lot of us it was difficult to juggle school and life without losing sight of why we came to law school. I do hope that you've regained your clarity by now, but if you haven't, or if you never knew why you came to law school in the first place and still don't know, I've compiled a short list of things that have happened since we started law school, all of which were accomplished either by a lawyer or with the help of a lawyer. So first, and maybe the most important, Brangelina split up, and those lawyer-drafted divorce papers now serve as a beacon of hope to millions of Generation X women who now have a chance with the dreamboat Brad Pitt. Courtney Love did what no one else on earth was able to do, and she miraculously discovered the location of the missing Malaysian Airlines jet. This is true, you guys. And thanks to lawyers, she was able to do this from the comfort of her home rather than from the confines of her jail cell. Lawyers fought for men and women in same-sex partnerships until they achieved marriage equality. And one of Professor Graywell's tweets went viral-ish and catapulted Iowa law into the national spotlight for a few seconds. And 151 years ago, lawyers fought for the abolition of slavery. And now, African-American Civil War hero Harriet Tubman is going to be on the front of the $20 bill. Lawyers drafted the contracts that secured the Iowa football team that beat Michigan in the stunning victory last fall. And lawyers drafted the documents that created the Cubs team that finally won the World Series. Woo. Some copyright attorney somewhere worked long and hard to make sure that you, or at least the 5 of you that this applies to, could read the new Harry Potter novel instead of doing your homework. And those lawyers that were involved in all of those things are absolutely no different from you. They too had to sit through a most epic student commencement address. And you are actually better situated than many of them because right now you have Instagram and Snapchat and your super awesome customized hashtag Iowa Law Class of 2017. I think it's a Snapchat filter, but you have your special filter to entertain you through the ceremony, and Justice Kennedy didn't have that. So here in a few minutes, all of you will become part of the 1/2 of the 1% of the entire United States population that has the honor of calling themselves a lawyer. I can't offer you words of advice about how to succeed in your respective legal careers, but I can marvel at the success that you've achieved here. You all are truly incredible, and you should be proud of yourselves. I know that I'm incredibly proud and honored to be able to stand here with you today. Thank you and congratulations.